All right, everybody, get ready, because we are diving deep, deep, deep into the world of SAP S4P S4 Product Cloud Private Edition. I am so excited about this one. And I gotta say, you have given me a mountain of resources on this. Seriously, white papers, blog posts, even some secret agent SAP notes. Like, wow, this is
Yeah,
serious.
you're not messing around.
No, not at all.
It's hardcore.
From the looks of it, you're thinking about this from like the top, right? Like, if
Yeah.
you're a senior IT leader, this is your jam. Am I right?
You are spot on. This is about strategic impact.
Right.
Where's this thing going long-term, big picture stuff?
Love it. So, listeners, consider this your official invitation to join our little expedition here. We're going to break down those decisions you have to make, the ones that'll make or break your S/4HANA journey. We'll shine a light on those sneaky potholes you want to avoid. And hey, maybe we'll even crack a few jokes along the way, right? Got to keep it light.
Got to keep it light, for sure. And speaking of light, one thing that really jumped out at me from all this material was this ASAP survey you dug up. It said almost half a mil of North American SAP customers are already on the move, or at least packing their bags for S4 on a day.
I know, right? That's huge. So the question is, what happens if you hit the snooze button on this one? What are those early birds getting that the rest are missing out on?
And it's not even just about keeping up with the Joneses anymore, is it? This is about surviving, thriving even, in a world where AI is writing the rules. Think about it. Remember that earthquake we all felt when ChatGPT blew up? Now, every CEO out there is obsessed with this AI thing. They all want a piece of it. And to get it, to really use it, they need their ERP systems to be agile, to live in the cloud. It's a whole new ballgame.
Absolutely. Okay, so listeners, first big decision on your Esquashane adventure, public or private cloud edition. It's decision time, what'll be.
Right, so public cloud edition, that's your Grow with SAP. And for the private cloud, it's Rise with SAP. And let me tell you.
Ooh, decisions.
I know. Okay, so picture this. Grow with SAP. Imagine like a super sleek modern condo. Okay,
Wait, I like where this is going.
we're going to move in fast. Everything's ready to go. Nice and standardized. Public cloud edition, that's your jam.
Yeah.
Perfect for anyone who's new to the whole SAP scene, or if you just want things up and running yesterday, super streamlined. On the other hand, we got Rise with SAP. Now we're talking about building your dream home, custom designed, every detail exactly how you want it.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you've got more control, more flexibility, but it might take a bit longer, right? So private cloud editions, that's your custom build. It's usually the way to go if you've got this whole complex SAP world already, or if you just need things done your way. No compromises.
So it's really about knowing yourself, right? Are you the move-in ready type, or do you love that whole process of picking out every doorknob? And no matter what, when you make that leap to the cloud, it's not just about the software anymore. You're talking about a whole new way of life, a whole new way of running your IT show.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't just swapping out your old server for something newer.
Right.
This is like changing your IT's DNA. You're ditching those clunky old data centers and plugging straight into the power of hyperscalers.
Hyperscalers.
Yeah,
Wow.
imagine these massive supercharged data centers run by giants like, Amazon, Microsoft. It's next level stuff.
Okay, so we're not just talking about software, we're talking about a whole new IT philosophy, like changing your whole approach to how you operate in the cloud.
100%.
Speaking of changing your whole approach, one thing that really stuck with me from these materials? That whole clean core principle.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's everywhere. Like, it's the key to a smooth S/4HANA migration. But what's it actually mean for someone, down in the trenches? Dealing with the nitty-gritty of ERP every day, how does clean core actually play out?
Okay, so imagine this. Clean core, it's like hitting the reset button on your digital life.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Right. Remember that feeling when you finally tackle that mountain of clutter, like you find a $20 bill buried in there? That's the kind of aha moment we're talking about with a clean core for your IT. Less is more. We're talking about minimizing that custom code weighing down your core S/4HANA system.
Okay, so less digital pack rat, more minimalist chic.
Exactly. Think of it this way. All that custom code is like that old comfy sweater. You've had it forever.
Oh, I've got a whole drawer full.
Don't we all? It's familiar. But let's be honest, it's got holes, kind of stretched out. Not exactly what you'd wear on a first date, right?
20 more.
Exactly. A clean core is like saying, hey, time to upgrade to a sleek new jacket, something modern, something that fits. That's SAP's standard S4HANA functionalities, right there, off the rack, ready to go. And hey, if you want to add a little personality, a little flair, you can always throw on a scarf. Yeah, those are your extensions, your innovations, but built on SAP. The business technology platform, that's where you get to play.
So you're saying strike that balance. Yeah. Use the awesome stuff SAP already built, but don't be afraid to add your own personal touch with BTP.
Got it. Now, what about these compatibility packs I keep seeing? Does that mean we're hanging on to those comfy old sweaters after all?
Think of compatibility packs like a safety net, just while you're getting the hang of things. Okay, I like that.
They give you access to some of those legacy functions you might not be ready to part with just yet, but SAP's not going to leave you hanging. It's like having a trusted map while you're exploring a new city. You might use it at first, but pretty soon, the street's like the back of your hand, right?
Exactly.
And those compatibility packs, they've got a time limit, a sunset date, so you know you're not going to be stuck with them forever. SAP is constantly adding new stuff, better ways to do things directly in S/4HANA, so you can ditch the old map and really embrace the adventure.
So no need to panic. You're not going to be left wandering around, lost and confused. Speaking of exploring, I gotta say, the sheer size of this SAP partner ecosystem is kind of overwhelming. It's huge. Like, how do you even start to choose who to work with?
Finding the right partner, it's huge.
It's like dating.
It really is.
Yeah.
Forget technical skills for a second. Those are a given. You need someone who gets you, someone who understands your company culture, your goals, where you're trying to go, someone who speaks your language, you know?
100%. Someone who gets your travel style. Are you meticulously planned itinerary or fly by the seat of your pants? And lucky for us, you found some tools to help us swipe right on the perfect SAP match.
Right. So first up, the competency framework. Imagine it's like a dating profile, but for SAP needs. You want someone who can do X, Y, and Z. Boom, filter by those skills, find your perfect match.
Love it.
And then there's the SAP Partner Finder. Think of it like your matchmaker. They'll hook you up with partners who've been there, done that, in your specific industry, your solution area. No more awkward blind dates.
It's all about making the right connections, finding that partner who shares your vision and can help you navigate those uncharted territories. Which brings us to, well, navigating this whole migration. One of the tools you highlighted that really caught my eye was the SAP Readiness Check.
It's such a good tool.
It's like getting a personalized itinerary before you even pack your bag.
It's better than that. It's like having a personal travel agent, someone who looks at where you're going, how you like to travel, what your budget is,
Yeah.
and then they tailor-make this awesome plan just for you.
Okay, now that's impressive.
That's the readiness check. It does a deep dive on your current SAP setup, spots any potential roadblocks before they even become a thing, and it even gives you a rough idea of how long this whole project is going to take, all before you even lift a finger to migrate.
That is amazing. It's like having a crystal ball that tells you, hey, watch out for that pothole up ahead, or you might want to pack a raincoat for this part of the journey.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out of it. And speaking of streamlining things, another tool that's super helpful is SAP Signavio Process Insights.
Oh, yeah, that one was really interesting.
This is your GPS for business processes. It lets you see how your workflows are actually running, where the bottlenecks are, if you're taking the scenic route when there's perfectly good shortcut.
So it's not just about getting there, it's about getting there efficiently, right?
Exactly. Like a GPS can help you avoid traffic jams. Signavio helps you avoid those process pileups that slow everything down.
Love that. So it's about getting you to your destination faster, whether that's closing your books quicker or automating all those tedious tasks that make you want to pull your hair out. Speaking of efficiency, you had this note about the custom code migration app. Tell me more about this one. It sounds like a lifesaver for anyone who's ever had to wrangle code.
This app,
Mhm.
it's your new best friend. You know how we were talking about how much custom code just sits there unused? Well, this app is like a digital detective. It goes in, sniffs out all that old code, tells you what's still relevant and what you can toss.
Spring cleaning for your code.
Exactly. And it gets even better. Not only does it identify what you don't need, but it also helps you adapt the essential code you do need for the S/4HANA world.
So it's like translating your old code into the new S/4HANA language.
Exactly. And get this, it can even point out areas where you can redesign your code from scratch to take advantage of what S/4HANA already does out of the box. Talk about a time saver.
It's not just about cleaning house, it's about modernizing your whole code base. Okay, so we've got all these amazing insights, these fancy tools. How do we bring it all together into a cohesive plan? Enter the SAP Business Transformation Center, right?
That's right. Think of it like mission control for your whole S/4HANA journey.
I like it.
It takes all that good stuff from the readiness check, Signavio, the custom code migration app, you name it, pulls it all together, and lays it out on this digital roadmap.
It's like having this giant interactive map that shows you exactly where you are every step of the way, from start to finish.
That's it. And the best part, it's not static. You can play around with it, explore different scenarios, see what happens if you take a detour or speed up on certain things. It's all about making smart, informed decisions every step of the way.
Okay, so we've got our roadmap, our tools, we even decluttered our digital closets. But let's be real, this isn't just about maps and gadgets, is it? You need a good team, right? People who know what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
Think of it like this. You wouldn't climb Mount Everest without, some experienced Sherpas, right?
Definitely not.
As for migration, it's got its own set of challenges. You need those seasoned guides, people who've been there before. And that's where SAP's support services, all their resources, they become your best friend.
So it's like having a direct line to the experts, like someone to hold your hand through the rough parts, maybe share some trail mix when you need a boost.
It's exactly. You've got SAP's massive knowledge base at your fingertips, all their best practices. Plus, their support engineers, those guys have seen it all, trust me. They can help you dodge those common pitfalls, make sure your implementation goes smoothly. They've got your back.
It's about having that safety net, knowing you're not alone on this journey. Okay, so let's talk about actually moving all that data, from the old system to our shiny new S/4HANA world. You mentioned something called extract, transform, and load tools, and there's this SAP S/4HANA migration cockpit. That sounds kind of intense.
Yeah, it's like the control center for your data's big move. First up, you extract. You got to carefully pick and choose the data you actually need from your old systems. No more taking everything but the kitchen sink, right?
Great. Pack light, digital minimalism, then what?
Next, you transform. Got to get that data all gussied up for its new home. Might need some cleaning up, some restructuring, maybe even some extra sparkle to match S/4HANA's style.
So it's like unpacking those boxes in your new place and actually putting things away, right? Got to make it work.
Exactly. And finally, the big moment, you load everything in. Transfer all that nicely transformed data into your S/4HANA system. Ta-da.
Sounds kind of satisfying when you think about it, like finally organizing those messy photo albums. But how do we know for sure everything made it over okay?
That's where confirming correctness comes in. SAP's got these tools for data validation that make sure everything migrated over accurately and completely. Think of it like doing a final walkthrough of your new house before you move in.
Got to make sure all the lights work, no leaky faucets.
Exactly. Peace of mind.
Yeah.
And listen, once everything is up and running, you can't just, forget about it.
Oh, no way.
Your S/4HANA system, it's like your new house.
Yeah.
It needs regular upkeep, some love and attention. You got to stay on top of things.
So regular checkups, just like going to the doctor.
Exactly. SAP Solution Manager, that's your go-to for this. Gives you those insights, keeps things running smoothly, helps you plan for the future. You want to stay ahead of the game.
It's like a wellness plan for your S/4HANA system.
Love it.
Make it last. Well, we covered a ton today. We talked about why this whole S/4HANA thing even matters, how to pick the right path, what tools to pack in your toolbox, even who to bring along for the ride. If you're thinking about making this move, I hope you feel a little more prepared.
And remember, even if it seems daunting, the most important step is just starting. Don't be afraid to dive in, ask those questions. There's a ton of support out there, so go for it.
Build that agile, intelligent, future-proof enterprise. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.